Hello and welcome to the Rumble Hollow Crash Course. You read the title, let's get started. Today's topic, defense. There are 3 main defensive moves, and by defensive moves, I mean moves that immediately stop an object's horizontal momentum. First is parry, the one that's advertised as a defensive move. To parry something, you just put your hands palm forward, knuckles up in front of you, like you're about to run into a wall and you want to stop yourself. Parry does one thing, and that is the definition of a defensive move for the purposes of this video. Whatever momentum an object has, it immediately stops it in place and holds it there for about 4 seconds, until either you parry it again, or something applies another force. The drawback being that objects that are held or flicked are constantly having forces applied, meaning parry doesn't do too much. There are way too many bugs related to parry for me to cover them all in this video, but if you're interested in those, you can go find another video made by me in the future or someone else. Or just ask in the Discord, people will be happy to explain. For now, this is just a side note, but in previous versions of Rumble, and if I'm correct, the devs said in later versions as well, parrying would unground a structure. This isn't the case right now though. Move 2 is Stomp. To stomp something, you put both your hands, knuckles out and a bit down, in front of you, right below your health bar, shoulder width apart. Stomp cancels all horizontal momentum, but obviously adds vertical momentum by sending the object straight down. Stomp keeps an object moving straight down until another source provides equal or greater force upwards, meaning it is much more effective than parry in affecting objects that are currently being held or flicked. In addition, stomping a structure grounds it, making it a more effective barrier against follow-up attacks. The drawbacks being you cannot stomp objects already grounded, and you can stomp objects into yourself. The last main defensive move is Hold. Most of Hold's applications are covered in my Telekinetic Modifiers crash course, so I'll leave most of the explanation there. The relevant bit is that when Hold is triggered, it immediately cancels any momentum the object currently has, and overwrites it with the Hold's momentum. The drawback being that if the opponent is already holding it, and you hold it, it just cancels their hold, and they'll usually follow up with a combo and still hit you. And also that held objects are sometimes sticky. After using any of these defensive moves, you can follow up with a combo for something called a Return to Sender, or an RTS for short. It's easiest to do this with parry, since there's nothing stopping you from hitting something that's been parried. When you ground something, you have to wait for it to hit the ground before you can combo it. If you don't, your combo just gets eaten. Doing an RTS with Hold is most popular, because if you can wait for the object to get close to you, you can throw it back farther than you can without Hold. But that's a very dangerous mindset, since what you're trying to avoid is the object getting too close to you. Those are the easiest options, but there are a lot of fun alternatives for more experienced players, or new players who are willing to get hit a lot trying to do them anyway. The most obvious example is a flick reversal. It's a tale as old as time. Your opponent throws something at you really high, and so you jump in the air, grab it, and try to smack him with it. Unfortunately, the player attempting this gets hit more often than not. Another option is a counter combo. The idea behind a counter combo is super simple. When someone throws something at you, you throw it back. Very direct. You do a combo on the thing to make it not hit you. Deflections and explosive deflections are simultaneously the simplest and most complicated options. An explosive deflection is using an explosive object to knock an incoming object away from you. Howard's not a great example because he doesn't throw anything than a ball faster than a pillar. The idea is when something big like a wall is incoming, you throw something not as big, like a ball, to shoot it off to the side instead of straight at you. Or you can use multiple somethings to brute force the issue. Normal deflections are much more complicated, because they use water bending. A non-explosive deflection is using water bending to shove an object away from you, without either object breaking. You can do this at close range with Hold or Flick, as I demonstrated, or at range using frost bending. Knockback protection in Rumble, unlike in most games, is protection granted by knockback, not protection granted from it. Due to the same mechanic that enables flight, you can prevent an incoming projectile from damaging you by pushing yourself back at about the same speed, usually using a disc straight or both. The last technique I'll cover is perhaps the most obvious, evasion. It is not uncommon for an effective way to not take damage is to just not be in the way of the damage. You can use dashing, discs and speed discs, or literally moving your face in real life. Whatever you need to move out of the way. I'll demonstrate each one against Howard one more time so you can see, and for the applicable ones, I'll apply an RTS as well. Parry. Stomp. Hold. A flick reversal. A counter combo. An explosive deflection. A regular deflection. Knockback protection, or KBP for short, and evasion, evasion, evasion. In addition, almost every Shift Stone can have some effect on these defensive techniques, except for Surge Stone. Surge Stone only makes you do more damage, even to yourself. So from left to right, Adamant very directly makes you take 1 less damage while under its effect. You get this effect by hitting someone, including yourself. Even better, this effect triggers itself before you take damage, meaning all self-inflicted damage is reduced by 1. It's important to note the effect's duration is based off how much damage you dealt, but that Shift Stone modifiers, including Adamant and Surge, don't count in that equation. Charge could affect deflections, Flow Stone helps with evasions, Guard Stone. As much as I cannot stress enough for new players not to use this, it does give you a new move which has the direct effect of decreasing damage taken by 1, even if it makes your hitbox bigger and gives you bad habits. Stubborn, just like Adamant, you take 1 less damage while under its effects, and in addition, you get to ignore knockback. To get Stubborn Stone's effect, all you have to do is dash. No one likes you, Surge. Vigor Stone, if you deal 5 damage within a certain amount of time, you get back 2 health. Just like with Adamant, the qualifications for 5 damage do not take into account Shift Stones, like Adamant and Surge. And last, and only not least because of Charge, Volatile Stone, which makes your deflections more powerful. That's all for today. I hope you learned what you needed to, or what you wanted to. If not, you can find more in-depth explanations in my guide videos. And whatever you do, keep on rumbling. Please, this game desperately needs a larger player base. I'm begging.